air, the gaseous realm, the atmosphere, the planet's membrane, the inhale and the exhale, interpenetrating, that dance of the air cycle, breathing the universe in and out again, is what you are, is what I am. Welcome to Shelter and Grace. It's Friday, April 17th, 2020. Today's theme is breath and evolution. Here we shelter in place every morning using spirit and words and poems and ancient wisdom, some singing bells, wind chimes, a moyo drum, a little silence, a little science to support us in all of this. Brought to you by San Francisco Unity and myself, Reverend Eleesabeth Hager. This is my 29th day of doing these meditations, live and daily. Some recent ones are up on SoundCloud and YouTube to support people any time of the day or night in this pandemic. Today the readings are from what you've already heard, Earth Prayers, edited by Elizabeth Roberts and Elias Amidon. Really beautiful book. Some amazing prayers. That would be the wind chimes. Also, a reading, one of the 8 rules, gifts for surviving caregiving. I'm going to read number 5, which is DIVA BREATHE today. And we also have a Hafiz poem from that Ladinsky book, The Gift. Lovely books if you don't have them. But first I'm going to talk about why we use sound and how we use sound. We meditate for similar reasons, to come back to ourselves, to receive guidance from the kingdom of God within, from source, from love, from the higher power, whatever you want to call it, to return to ourselves. Because we can't control the outside world, but we can control our response to it. So I use sound because it's another tool like breath. In so many ways, we are the gardeners of our lives, and we can choose what our response is. We can use these tools to create a pause between the reaction and the response. So how do we choose better in the moment? Part of choosing is very embodied and deep. And it's it's a practice of a lifetime to drop down and to listen to that still small voice that the Bible talks about. But there's another way to do it, is that to set an intention. So my question is, what is your intention today? Your intention can also take you deeper. Like sound. Sound can take you deeper on most days. It can get sort of underneath those stories. Also, because we embody so much stress. And sound can soothe those places that are deeper than words can get on most days. Seth Godin, one of my favorite quotes is by him. He says that those stories and those ideas that got baked in deep before we knew we were in an oven. And so we can use sound. So as you hear the bells, as you hear the chimes, whether they're beautiful or whether they are what they are, you can follow them in, or perhaps you can allow them to carry you in, or you can drop down underneath them, like the breath. We breathe in deep inspiration and we exhale all that is not ours to do. You can also direct the breath to anything that is troubling in your body. We breathe it in, and I'm sending it to my shoulders because I always hold tension in my shoulders. Weight of the world, right? Well, it's not mine to carry. It's not yours to carry either. My yoga teacher, one of her favorite things to say is, pain always has a story. Follow the story. And you can do that with your breath. Another reason that we use sound is that we are vibration on a quantum level. We are a bunch of atoms that are vibrating to different frequencies, and by choosing a different frequency, perhaps it's beautiful. Beauty is a beautiful way in. Sound is also a way in. The sounds of nature you hear in the background. Human beings are wired for nature, so it's another way to drop down and just to relax. So what is your intention today? I'm going to begin the meditation now with 3 bells to give you some time to think about what is your intention. What do you want to claim today? What principle? Or what do you want to let go of? And then we'll do the reading, and then we'll start the meditation. I particularly love this bell, the way it slowly filters out to silence. So whatever your intention is for the next 20 minutes, let it weave into your thoughts. Every time you start over with your breath, think about that intention, whether you're claiming something or whether you're allowing something to release. So gift number 8 from my book is called Diva Breathe. Diva Breathe. Generous people breathe deep, but real divas let it go. Think Pavarotti. My mother was complicated, and she was my hero. Through her grit and integrity, she made a good life. It was a better world for me because of some of the things she didn't do. She didn't let the bastards get you down. I can still hear her saying this. It was the standard pep talk. On most days, it was a good life was remedy enough. That and an exceptional exhale. It sounded to most like an exasperated sigh, but I came to understand it differently. Any change is challenging, especially ones not of your own making, like illness or a pandemic. Every breath is an evolution. We fish who try something new with our lives, like she did, are more likely to glimpse the water in which we all swim, maybe taking a leap out of the pond. If you have, you will forever see that pond and your world differently. The best fish don't evolve. They are at the top of their watery game. Trying to breathe differently, like in air, for example, is even more hazardous and complicated. The best fish breathe water just fine. It's those edgy fishes, having lungs or legs, who give their all for change. They innovate. They evolve. Betty tried something new and lived a full life. We met the opposition together, but she's gone now, and it's my turn to breathe fully and deeply. Diva Breathe. One of the first rules of caring for yourself and others is an extreme exhale. Inspiration is a glamorous and sensational inhale. Expiration, you let go of what is done. You be generous with your exhale. You are feeding forests. Oxygen is food. Ineffective breathing is like starving at your own banquet. Breathing in is nourishment. Give away a generous exhale. Let go of what has expired and is no longer working. A structural sigh surrenders control, which we don't have, and steps you into the moment, which we do. Oxygen is energy. Breathe in fully and we will have more than enough to live well and to love well and to create even when it's not well out there. If you are still breathing, this is your season too. Breathe it in. Breath is your first music and our last taste of this world. Listen, listen. CURFREWS. This is a poem by Hafiz. Noise is a cruel ruler who is always imposing curfews, while stillness and quiet break open the vintage bottles. Awake to the real band. Let's take that into our meditation today. Let's breathe in our first breath of gratitude. Breathe gratitude in through your heart. And exhale. Breathe another breath of gratitude. It's a tool. Exhale. You are feeding forests. Continue to use gratitude as you drop down from your head to your heart, dropping deeper to that peaceful place. The kingdom of God within. Source, home. Every breath we take is a patient evolutionary step in our spiritual awakening. A structural size surrenders control, which we don't have. It steps you into the moment, which we do. Awake the real band. Oxygen kissing each cell awake that dance in the air cycle, breathing the universe in and out again. Be generous with your exhale. We are feeding forests. Every breath we take is an evolutionary step in our spiritual awakening. A structural sigh surrenders control, which we don't have. It steps you into the moment which we do. Awake to the real band. remember this place called home, this place of light and health, this place that illuminates from the inside. We reset with each breath. We are the gardeners of our lives. We remember this place, ground, home. And so it is. I'm going to end with a poem by St. Francis of Assisi. Like roots, our hands imbibe like roots. So I place them on what is beautiful in this world, and I fold them in prayer and they draw from the heavens light. Thank you. Join us again every morning until our shelter-in-place is over. My thanks to San Francisco Unity, and if you have any feedback from me, it's the email is revmem@unitysf.com. Blessings on your day.